did it again. Okay. Well, now that we know that the world is doomed and the development...
If I was a crazy demon
my
wolf,
magic.
I'd lair up in a nice cave like that one.
It's good to know you can think like a crazed, demon-possessed wolf. You never know when that might be useful.
It's a demon.
Are you sure? Damn it, I keep double tapping to dodge. This game, I was talking to Pax about it last night, and I summarized my problems with the combat in one word. Dodge. There's no dodge button. There's no dodge mechanic. I honestly feel this game would be improved a dozenfold if they just added that to the combat. It would pretty much make it full-on action RPG, but they're already like 3 steps into the door that way anyways, so why not go all out?
With the demon dead, the farmers should have no more trouble with the wolves.
Well, they might still lose a few sheep here and there, but that's wolves for you.
I don't actually have much of an opinion on Solus, but I haven't really heard him talk much either, so... I can't really comment on him yet. See, we need a more precision dodging, Chibi. One that avoids problems rather than going into them. Aha! There's an up! How do I get up? How do I get up? Is there an easy way up? Ah. Oh, yep. Damn it. Fine, we'll go the normal route instead of trying to bug ourselves out of the terrain. Sigh. Stupid. Trying to... Well, Varric's Varric. I am disappointed in him because he is not talking as much as I want him to. I like Iron Bull a lot, actually. He earned a lot of points with me by being completely upfront and honest with me right off the bat, and he strikes me as very much...
Hey, Tiny, any chance you could get out of the way when I'm trying to shoot?
Maybe you should stand in front of me. I'd still have a clear shot at all the bad guys from the knees up.
He strikes me, I know this is going to sound weird, as very Kunari, because his perspective is very Kunari, even if he himself doesn't talk like one. It's weird. Solus, I haven't really heard much. Vivienne, I haven't really heard much. Red Jenny is hilarious. That shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. I think that's all my companions so far.
Nothing to report, sir.
So, yeah. So far, I'm not really sold on any of them except the Iron Bull.
You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
Yeah, I did.
The wolves should be back to normal now. They
Blackwell
shouldn't be in further
exists.
trouble.
That's all I know about him so far.
I'll send send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done.
I guess there's Cassandra,
It doesn't
too.
seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed. Thank you.
Actually, I don't really have much of an opinion on Cassandra, either. None of them have really made an impact on me yet, honestly. Okay. Did that. And Blackwall is never, ever going to be in our party from now on. Just for you guys. Not since last night, Jeremata. I got some backstory on Cassandra. Varric still refuses to talk to me. You know, normal stuff, really. I wonder if there's swimming in this game. Or a lake that... Whoa! Okay! There's no swimming in this game. We apparently are water soluble. Well, so far I don't hate any of the companions, no. I just don't have much of an opinion on most of them. Tell you one thing, if I was playing this, you know, even regardless of the stream, there would sure as hell not be any, romance options going on, because nothing has even begun to get my interest in that direction. But then again, as I've said before, I tend to be really picky about romance options, which is why I've only ever done 3 in any video game ever. So, yeah. Ha! There he is. And a bear. I hate bears. Bears hurt more than anything else I've encountered so far. I'm not even kidding. That was interesting to look at. It's okay, they're good eatings. Bears, I mean. Bears, the great dragon killers.
Lord Wolseley, I presume? A young man named Jimmy would very much like you to return home. Ah, good.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that was a successful convincing. Aw, no loot. There's a quest right here. Alright, I'll bite. I'm curious. It occurs to me that I'm probably being more positive on this game than some people would, because I don't have a problem with MMOs. You know, I like MMOs, and I like MMO-style gameplay. This does very much play like an MMO light, too. I mean, there's no denying that. See, right there would have been a perfect moment for a dodge. Or there. Or dozen other opportunities I could mention, which I'm not going to. Okay, I really need some music. There we go. Sweet. A ritual to figure out how to summon someone. Oh, hey, a logging stand. Sweet. That's the second logging location I've discovered. Considering they went on record as saying they were deliberately trying to invoke a Skyrim feeling, that wouldn't surprise me. Not that I'm aware, Tripium. Thankfully. Okay, around the thing 3 times. And then kill a demon in a dead man's corpse. That's pretty awesome. I'm sure glad I got to desecrate that man's corpse. I might not have been able to sleep at night if not for that. See if we can actually take this damn rift down this time. Even though I'm only like 1 level higher than I was last time. Hello. So one thing I've noticed a lot, actually, is there's been evidence basically all over the place that something's going on in the deep roads that is spreading it to the surface. Like, more than it should be, by a lot. And I'm starting to wonder about that. I mean, the nugs looks like something that's like, oh, haha, you know, the nugs are on the surface now, and that totally matters, right? Except, if you think about it, it kind of does. And furthermore, there's been lyrium, which has literally been growing on the surface, which it basically has never been doing before. And then we add on to that the fact that there's deep mushrooms appearing on the surface, which I've seen several of, including that one I just saw. It's starting to make me wonder what the hell is going on down there. Oh, right. Potion. It also kind of worries me because we haven't heard from the dwarves at all in this entire storyline so far. They're not the only group we haven't heard from at all, but we have heard from a lot of groups, including the Tevinter and the and what's going on with Orlais and the Chantry and the Templar Order and the Mage Order, and we've heard about what's going on in Kirkwall right now, and in all that, no word at all from the dwarves. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that the Warden's disappearing and the Deep Road stuff appearing on the surface is connected, and not in a pleasant way. You gotta say it right, Chibi. The dwarves. Yay, level 8. Okay, now I definitely can take on that rift, right? Right? Yeah, no kidding, fool.
Your spells are a bit different from the circle mages, or the Vince.
That comes from being self-taught. I discovered most magic on my own, or learned it from my journeys in the Shade.
I've seen self-taught warriors. Even the good ones have something awkward in their style. Something that clunks. I don't get that from you. Maybe magic is different.
Or, without magical training, you cannot notice the parts of my magic that clunk.
Okay, lol. In response to what Hunter Black said, for those of you aware of the Command & Conquer series, yeah, I get a very similar feeling with Tiberium to Lyrium. Then again, I also get a very Phazon feeling for those of you who've played the Metroid Primes. And indeed, Phazon and Tiberium are both kind of analogous as well. So, yeah. I swear to God, if we ever go through a Lyrium dungeon, I'm going to put on some Metroid Prime music for that. In fact, I kind of hope that happens, because that would be awesome! Well, don't look at me that way. Think about it. Going through, like, a whole Lyrium-infested dungeon that used to be some kind of dwarven city. Finding corpses. No corpses. Finding clothes which are filled with chunks of lyrium that had grown in what was once a body that was there and has consumed all of the bone and the material that was once a person. Think about that. Or maybe don't think about that. It's kind of creepy, actually. But you get my point. Maybe. You know what? Given how rare healing is in this game, I'm going to go ahead and take that. Life on kill. Yes, please. What can I say, Baronessa? Cain lives. That would be pretty awesome, Hunter. I get why they added the external element. I talked about that in my Origins rumination, and I've talked about it extensively during my lore runs over the last few weeks. But it would actually be pretty cool to see a world which is basically just the world being messed up on its own rights with its own internal people. I do find those kind of storylines interesting. I just think a balance needs to be had. To give you an example, I really like the fact that the Iron Horde over in Draenor, over in Warlords, is just the Iron Horde. You know, there's no demons, there's no old gods, there's no evil ancient power pushing them. They're just bad guys completely on their own right. And I kind of like that idea. What in God's name am I looking at? Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna... Nah, I'm a lot better at stealth than you, buddy. Alright, I'm gonna try this, this thing here. Ugh, I can't do it in combat. I hate fighting enemy rogues just because they make it take too long. Always stealthing and vanishing and moving around. Bastards. Yes, I get the irony. Why am I still in combat? One other thing that's very MMO-y about this is the leash radius. There's definitely a leash radius for de-aggroing. Okay, so... wish me luck. I'm gonna go try one of these Doom Rifts that I have not been able to kill thus far. Actually, let's go ahead. Notice the other party members literally vanish into the aether when you do that, by the way. Bear... Well, Equalitus, I don't like him because he flirted with me! That bastard! I'll kill him! I'll kill him dead! I don't know, I just haven't actually grouped with him yet, so I haven't formed an opinion on him yet. That's really the truth of the matter. Okay, wish me luck.
Templars fighting everywhere. Great job, Blondie.
Heh. So, that little beauty over there on the right is a Despair. I'm gonna try and deal with the Rage first. I probably should have brought a tank for this. Actually, it just occurred to me. Oh, yeah, and I'm dead. Let's just reload. Let's bring a tank, shall we? Bring my best group here.
Nothing to report, sir.
Oh yeah, I leveled. Are we done in this tree? like this too. That would actually be only one additional, true. Believe it or not. Yeah, I've actually been debating which would be more useful for my setup. Either 2 tanks and a support mage, or 2 support mages and a tank. I'm still torn between the two. But of course I'm hampered around the knees because I have to always bring Varric, because it's Varric! And there's no choice in the matter. Alright, so take 2. Slightly different strategy this time. Yeah, that little blue guy on the right there, he's Despair. He's a fun little guy. And I'm dead. Oh, and I'm revived. Whew. Get out, get out, get out, get out! Or die, just don't move. That's also acceptable, apparently. I'm nowhere, Black Griffin. Okay, now to deal with Despair. Who is definitely the worst one I've met so far. They teleport around, which is really irritating. They're all ranged abilities, and they hit pretty damn hard. And they slow and freeze. Yeah, I like the graphic revive a lot. Oh, sweet. 2 Despairs. That's going to be wonderful. Come on. And 2 rages. Oh, Christ. Oh my God! Alright, I'll come back here later. I've heard that theory too, like back during the Dragon Age 2 run. It wouldn't surprise me.
Nothing to report, sir.
Nothing to report, even though you just died again. God damn, I haven't even done these quests yet. Those have been irritable. Alright. One thing I don't get in general, and I got this impression from Dragon Age 2 as well, is why everyone treats the hero of Ferelden as if just some other Grey Warden, you know, someone who didn't alter the course of history in such a monumental way. And the champion of Kirkwall is some great, amazing, wonderful person. And then I started thinking about that, and that actually makes a lot of sense, because remember what the primary theme of all of Dragon Age is. Good night, Bragwin. The primary theme has always been that the truth has nothing to do with what we hear, what the influence is, right? You know, what happens after we die, and the tales being not connected to reality, that whole thing, right? So it actually makes a lot of sense, because who was singing the tales of the hero of Ferelden, of the Warden? By contrast, who was singing the tales of the champion of Kirkwall? Let's see if we can get any more dialogue.
Do you need something?
Nope.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Did you need something?
Apparently not.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Yeah, exactly, Baronessa.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kanari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Isn't that me?
Then maybe we need one. I'd be willing.
You? Huh. Why you?
Nobody else seems to be stepping forward, and since I can seal rifts, I'm here whether I like
Alright,
it.
I'm done bugging you guys with
If
the
it
graphics
proved
popping.
necessary to have an Inquisitor, I could make a go of it.
For a second there, you sounded like a Kanari. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you seal the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Fine, we'll talk to Blackball. Weirdos.
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look, see if there's anything we can salvage.
We should flirt with him!
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more men, better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men, soldiers.
Brute force is not always the answer. There are plenty of other paths to victory.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared. One thing I will say about your men, they're passionate, devoted. You inspire them, build on that foundation, and you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
That's the plan.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Damn right. Inquisitor Zaylinum does have a certain ring to it. You got it, Chibi. So, let's talk to Varric next. Flirt, flirt, flirt.
Need something?
Still not talking to me.
Carry on.
Sigh.
Pass carrier down, ask for those supplies as soon as possible. I'm listening.
Still nothing
I'll
new.
leave you to your work.
Also, Chibi, would you stop shipping my characters with other characters? Not cool. Ah, finally, an actual convo.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. That's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Is there something else you're looking for? Like, what's behind all this?
Maybe. I don't know. First things first, right? I help you, march, arrow, kick. Then people stop being stupid, and everything starts to make sense again. Sound good to you, old-touched Lady Herald?
Flirt! I have to admit, I like her manner of speech. It's hard to explain because it's not proper grammar and not normal English, but it's a form that I can't think of the name of off the top of my head. But it's actually rather well written, and actually makes surprisingly good sense.
I'm ready to give it a shot. That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
That would be awesome, Hunter. But that would require them to be funded by someone who isn't EA.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is.
Lord
Much less
Ashin
good
guy,
to
yeah.
class. Fact.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which, the ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's cramped up 1,000 years ago.
What do you think about our spymaster, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her, too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen? I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
I love her insight.
We'll talk later.
So, by the way, speaking of Sarah, for those of you who are actually present last night, when she did the breaches thing, I want you... Here, let me pause the music for a second so I can do this. I want you to picture the Age of Ultron trailer, okay? And I want you to picture Ultron in that horribly menacing voice saying, "There are no breaches on me." And then the camera pans out and you see Ultron has no pants on, and then you hear that horrible music going, da da da, da da da.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Cullen's actually from Dragon Age Origins, Pencil, but he was also in 2.
I didn't ask for this, but someone has to find a way to seal the breach.
Spoken nobly indeed. You think I'm mocking you? This age has made people cynical. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Hey, that's the line from the trailer.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
Yes.
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Okay, I don't want to think about that.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the faith. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Flirt!
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Well, we've flung in with the mages, because we're stupid, apparently. Or, rather, they're stupid, to be slightly more accurate about that. Stupid frickin' mages, hate them so much. Stupid Templars and stupid Tevinter, everyone's... I would love it if we could just... I can't say it, Chibi. I can't say it. I would love it if we could just not side with either side and just kill both. I mean... fix both.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Actually, Bragwin, I've been thinking something similar to that. It reminds me, and this is a huge spoiler, so forgive me. It reminds me of the storyline behind the bad XCOM game that came out recently. You know, the one where... Yeah, anyways. Wow, that's a lot of options. Wow, why was I at the Conclave? That's a good question. We'll go with this one.
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
That's why you wanted to be here, to have a hand in deciding that fate.
Wouldn't
That's
you?
the one, Hunter.
For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the mages.
This is the other line from the
And
trailer.
now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Well, unfortunately, Zaylan Ermu is actually quite power hungry, so...
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
Yeah, I figured I'd
I
get
suppose
disposal for
we'll
that.
see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Must have more power. Limited power.
Yes, I have heard them as well. Would you wish to have yourself restored? I do not believe that would be wise. The number of demons present might leave me vulnerable to possession. I might also experience feelings of discomfort over events that occurred while I was in this.
Okay, I need that guy over there to shut the hell up.
If I were made whole again, I might not. It is a terrible bargain we ask you to make.
So, okay, you probably didn't hear that because some asshole was talking in the background, but that was a Tranquil being asked if, given the choice, would she untranquil herself. And her answer was no, because after all, she would probably feel discomfort over the events that have occurred during her time as a Tranquil, and naturally it would make her more susceptible towards demonic corruption.
If you're not using them later, Zegrid is willing to pay.
Alright, so how's our quest doing? Alright, I did some of these off camera, by the way. Yeah. Whoops, not the one I want. I want... Ah, there it is. That's true, Gamer Mamer, which is why it's so damn terrifying. Yeah, we'll send our Spy Master to that one.
At your service.
We'll send the politician to that one. For your big hats, Lord whoever says you're rubbish. His servants don't care but could. Drop a few things for them, they'll give Josephine a surprise, I think scrolls or something. That makes sense to me. So far they unlock areas, give you influence, and give you items. Isaac, is what I've seen thus far. The only one that's truly repeatable is this one, which is literally gather coin. It's also one of the longer missions I've seen thus far. Wait, was that an 18-hour one? Oh my god.
To work?
Yeah, let's go ahead and send Colin that. Okay. So, here we go. We now officially have to decide with the mages or Templars. I'm going to throw up a new vote. I know you guys already voted, but we weren't fully aware of the situation there previously. So we do have to decide to side with the Tevinter mages, who are under control of the Venatori, or the Templar seditionists, who are under control of Lord Seeker Jackass. So let's throw up a poll, shall we? Hang on, give me a moment. I gotta make sure Nightbot's functioning. There we go. Mages, Templars, go. Yeah, do you want to side with idiots or jackasses? Or indeed, maybe you want to side with the Tevinter, enough said, or the Templars who are taking power for themselves, which again, enough said. Friggin' Tevinter, I swear. Wow, Hunter. I'm not sure we can do Omnicide. Yeah, Templars was 2. And Chibi, I will give you my answer in a moment. As ever, when we have a vote like this, I try not to give my reasoning or my answer, so I don't affect the vote. You can do it, Chibi. You can decide the fate of thousands of people, and indeed the entire arc of the story rests in your hands, and the hands of our other viewers. Let's see, that was a 45-minute one. That's another 45-minute one, okay. Yeah, honestly, I actually don't want to side with either. I would really love the chance to say, alright, screw this. And, what was that called in GTA 5? Death Wish or something like that? I would love the Death Wish option here. Just, nope, I'll go ahead and take on both of them. Yeah, I gotta be honest, the fact that the mages were like, hey, yeah, we'll go ahead and work for the Tevinter. Excellent, and now we will enslave your children. Wait, but you didn't say, no, it's okay. We will use, it's that or using their blood in order to fuel our mages, so which would you prefer? Okay, we'll go ahead and let you enslave our children. Excellent, and now we will enslave everyone else and use their blood. But I thought you were gonna, no, we're not using the blood of the children, so now I have to use your blood instead. Evil. Hey, Agiar. Quick! Vote! Mage 1, Templar 2. Alright, Chibi. I refuse to go forward until you vote! Give me a vote, Chibi. Give it. Give it. Yeah, let's get some nice horror music going, because that's kind of what this decision is when you boil it down. Would you like bad or bad? Of course, other people are still voting as well. Well, what do you want to know, Creeping? I mean, blood magic by its very nature is something that affects life, and indeed the souls directly. So, that's one of the reasons why, I will, Jimmy. That's one of the reasons why blood magic can influence the mind and cause, and have mental domination and mind control, is because blood magic isn't just about the source. Obviously, it uses life to accomplish its thing. The term blood magic itself is actually a little bit of a misnomer, because blood is not the source, it is actually life. It is actually a person's life energy, life essence, whatever you want to call that, that fuels blood magic. Now, in this setting, life is contained in the blood, so most of the time the blood is literally shed. But it is also possible to do that without literally shedding blood. For example, literally just flat killing a person and ripping their life force out of them in order to accomplish a spell, which is done several times. It can also, in addition to mind control and whatnot, blood magic is also much more powerful because it has a stronger fuel source. Blood magic can accomplish the same general things that you can with normal magic. It just does it stronger. And that's why you can accomplish more with blood magic, because you would need a colossal amount of, for example, lyrium or raw mana or fuel or whatever in order to do, insert activity A. With normal magic, it's possible, you just need tons of power to push it. Blood magic enables you to use life force, which is a much more potent energy source. This is one of the reasons why the theory that red lyrium is lyrium that's been infused with blood magic is so common, because red lyrium is so much more potent and strong than regular lyrium. And blood magic, aka life force, is so much more potent and strong than regular energy, mana, lyrium, etc. So. Did Chibi vote yet? I'm not going forward until she votes. I still don't see a vote! We're waiting on you, Chibi. I have no idea, Chibi. I've been walking into this super blind, so I have no idea what the consequences of any of these choices will be. Which one's Ice? Oh, the Metroid one? I remember that same thing too, collective, but I'm just not sure. I mean, Merrill was not the most reliable source in the world. And given how much blood magic can be learned from spirits... Okay, Chibi has voted for the mages. Yeah, apparently, Hunter. What am I doing? Looks like the mages have won by a huge margin, which is good, because I was just to be mean, I was going to go ahead and make Chibi's choice matter regardless of the other votes. Okay, so it's time to back the Daracost.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
So, we've heard from Magister Alexius. I expected as much.
And yet some of us want to sit and do nothing.
Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
One thing I want to point out, this is just an insight into the way my brain works. And analyze this as much as you will, but when I see an incredibly defensible position which has withstood thousands of assaults, my first thought is, oh, that'll make a wonderful addition to my collection once I conquer it. It would be awesome if we find the hidden path through the windmill. Just saying it now.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Ooh.
Where's the Earl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunnerin to petition the Crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle.
Called it!
For the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
While they're focused on Levalin, we break the Magister's defenses. It could work, but it's a huge risk.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
There you are.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Hello, mustache.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Well, it's okay because, I'm actually in charge because this is my Inquisition and my Dominion. So I'll make the choice, thank you. As I was saying, really quick, Aguiar, we're siding with the mages. Honestly, given the choice between the two, I was actually very torn. Because my first thought was, no matter which side I join with, quote-unquote, all I'm going to be doing is trying to fix their organizational structure in such a way as to ensure that I would be restructuring them and ensuring their loyalty to me, okay? Given that, and given what I've seen so far of most of the mages who tend to be power-hungry, chaotic, and less organized, and the Templars who seem to be willing to follow orders even if they disagree with them, I would actually have sided with the Templars because once I chop off that head and replace it with someone a little more suited to the job, Cullen, I would have basically gained the Templar as my private military. But that is my reasoning, and that is also an assumption. Hey, we've got a mage dude who I don't know anything about. I'm definitely bringing a tank. Let's try our 2 mage method, shall we? 2 mages and a tank. Now to load some loading screens. We need some loading screen music. Let's see. Were you there earlier, Hunter, when I was talking about why the Inquisition is a good thing at this point in time, under these circumstances, and in this setting? Only these 3 things make it a good thing. No politics. No predisposition. We're taking over. Move. Here we go. Okay, I'm done. Mostly because I've got a cough drop, and I don't want to lose it while I'm making dumb expressions. Oh.
Announce us.
The Magister's invitation was for Mistress Llewellyn and no one else. You lot wait here.
Nope.
Where I go, they go.
That's a line in the sand. Feel free to push me. It's just as easy for me to kill you to get in, dude, so don't push your luck. I do like the new look of the Tevinter, I'd just like to point out. Oh, this isn't obviously evilly horrible or anything like that.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Your
Fiona,
property.
you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Because you simply ooze trust. Alright. I'm willing to help the Tevinter and the Ventarian in their goals for conquest and domination and all that. In exchange, I want you to relinquish the bottom half of your skull to me as quickly and violently as possible. No? I'm going to be blunt with this guy. Because I don't trust him at all, and he's not even dealing with me in fairness, so, yeah.
Of course she trusts you, Alexius. I'm sure lots of people put their lives in your hands. You have one of those faces.
Yes, the Magisterium tells me that so often. Shall we begin our talks? The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Ooh, this is tough. Oh. You know what? I don't feel like playing Smoke and Mirrors, especially not Lorerunner, because she is very much not used to that thing. So, let's just be blunt, shall we?
I'd much rather discuss your time magic.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you mean.
She knows everything, Father.
Felix, what have you done?
You wanted me here. Why?
Do you know what you are?
No.
You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control.
Stolen mark?
You're nothing but a mistake.
If I'm a mistake, what exactly was the breach supposed to accomplish?
It was to be a triumphant moment for the Elder One. For this world.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
What's better than turning back time?
He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Called it.
Save me.
Called it. He's doing it for his son.
No way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Yeah, sorry, but, yeah.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
No!
Oh, no. Oh, no, don't. Don't be what I think's gonna happen. Don't. Don't do it. Oh, God, I'm tense. Don't do it. Don't do it, game.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
What? That, okay, what? Not the red lyrium. Just...
Displacement. Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
Yeah, I caught that. But, when?
Did you go forward in time or back, and how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back.
Okay. They didn't do what I thought they were going to do. Didn't know what I thought they were going to do. I'm okay with the time warp. I was expecting to pop in during the events of Origins, while Connor was still possessed, and have us be one of the reasons why the village was still existing, was still surviving back then. I was expecting us to be, to pop, you know, and it's, oh my god, and then, because we were in the hall, where Connor was, where Connor had been, you know, Demon Connor had been holding court, and where Isolde had been, and all that stuff, before the decisions had been made, when the Warden shows up. But nope, we're in the future, almost assuredly. I mean, red lyrium growing in the halls? Come on.
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Makes sense?
Yes, actually.
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Yeah, by the way, I agree with what Fu said. I'm sorry, Hunter. I know I get your opinion, I really do. But for me, time travel is the trickiest type of writing that exists. And I mean this sincerely. It's trickier than romance. It's trickier than proper drama. Time travel, if done properly, is amazing to me. But it is very hard to pull off properly. IMO.
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some Magister...
It's Corypheus. We all know it's Corypheus.
Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. It doesn't matter if you break the fabric of time in the process.
Okay, with that one line, I love this guy. He is so far my favorite companion just for that one line.
And what happens if we can't get back?
Then we get comfortable in our new present.
Oh god, wouldn't it be horrible if this is the 3-year time skip? Well, the world is now much worse than it was. Congrats. Actually, if they did that properly, I'd actually like that. Yeah, exactly, Hunter. I have seen time travel stories done well, in my opinion, of course. But I've also seen many, many bad ones. I just want to point out that there's red lyrium growing out of the halls and in the walls and in the bars of Redcliffe Castle. And, oh god, it's frickin' everywhere. Oh, I'm getting some serious Metroid crap from this. I mean, just... Oh god. I am not liking the looks of this at all.
Alexius has made a dreadful mess of this place, hasn't he?
I didn't see this part of the castle.
It was covered in the tackiest carvings of wolves and dogs I'd ever seen. This is not an improvement.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm not even sure what's worse, the Phazon comparison or the Tiberium comparison. Yeah, sure, Taldir, hang on. I did, you're right, I was talking about a Lyrium dungeon. Okay, good time travel story. There's actually several. I'm gonna get really specific. I'm gonna try and think like the best time travel story I've seen. Give me a moment. I've said before and I've said again that I actually like how Final Fantasy VIII does time travel because it's a completionist. It's a full self-fulfilling prophecy paradox. And in fact, there are no plot holes when it comes to FF8's time travel, which is really difficult to pull off. But I know most people don't like FF8, and that's not the best example I could come up with. So I think we'll go ahead and go with the Next Generation Star Trek episode Tapestry, which is not actually... Yeah, I mean, it actually is time travel, even though it seems like it's kind of cheating, but it really isn't. It's one of those beautiful forms of time travel where stuff that happens happens for a reason, and the stuff that doesn't happen, it's hard to explain, but the idea behind Tapestry is Picard actually goes back in time, actually does the things that our Picard sees, and culminates in the actions we actually saw, which also leads to the events that have been foreshadowed beforehand with regard to his artificial heart. In other words, he did actually change time. Picard did. So I'm going to go with Tapestry as one of my favorite examples of that ever. Hang on. I got to find my Metroid playlist. Let's start here. Hang on. I gotta find, like, the perfect song. There's, like, a specific song. No, not that one. Bad time travel. I'm not going to cheat and just say all of Doctor Who, because that would be horrible. I don't want to spoil anything, Django, for anybody who hasn't seen Stargate 1, but I think that was actually pretty well done. Yeah, I totally called it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, actually, I agree. The episode, what's that episode called? I can't think of it. It's a later one. It's actually one of my favorite Voyager episodes, which is why I have it in the intro. That's another really good time travel one. Okay, bad time travel. Let's pull out a really bad time travel episode. Or not just episode, example. Damn it. You know, let's just pull up a song called The Great Poison. Nah, actually, it's a boss song. I know that is. Yeah, Timeless, that's the name of that Voyager episode. Damn it, Baronessa. I'm actually torn as to the worst time travel I could think of. Because there's been quite a few. I don't know. I'll just leave that question unanswered. Here, hang on. Where's the here's the Phazon songs, I was gonna say. Yeah, actually, Hunter, that is a good point to be made, admittedly. One time travel episode that I think was actually really done well was in the first Futurama movie, whose name I can't think of off the top of my head for some reason. But that's because they bothered to put the time in to make it all fit and make sense. There's a person in there.
Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me. My tears are my sins, my sins, my sins. Andraste guide me, Andraste guide me.
Notice he's glowing red, by the way. Just... yeah. Wow. That was not cool. Let's level him. And I can't right now. God damn it, really? Really? Okay, ahem. I was trying to push him off the edge. As you can see, I can't. Which is actually kind of irritating. Put what on the scale, Permius? I always believed it was just the Prime mimicking her appearance. But that's just my take on it. Let's go ahead and go full support with these two. Oh, gotcha, Luke. Well, that sucks, but whatever. Oh, this isn't creepy at all. I love the skull altars and skull, and yeah. By love, of course, I mean what in God's name?
The light shall lead her safely through the path
Cassandra?
of this world and into the next. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Cassandra?
You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
You look wounded. Maybe we can help.
Nothing you do can help me now. I'll be with the Maker soon.
Alexius sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time? Then, can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
That's my hope.
Alexius is master. After you died, we could not stop the Elder One from rising. Empress Celine was murdered. The army that swept in afterwards, it was a horde of demons. Nothing stopped them. Nothing.
I should have been there to help you.
You're here now.
Okay. Hello, Solus. What joy do you have to spread for me? Oh wow, he's positively glowing.
You're alive. We saw you die.
The spell Alexius cast displaced us in time. We just got here, so to speak.
Can you reverse the process? You could return and obviate the events of the last year. It may not be too late.
Oh god, a year! That's all it's been. Corypheus did all this in a year.
You look bad. Is there anything I can do to help?
I am dying, but no matter. If you can undo this, they can all be saved. This world is an abomination. It must never come to pass. We'll have to go up. I've heard the guards saying that Alexius barricaded himself in the throne room.
Even though technically we're out of time here, I'm sure these levels will stick forward. Yeah, 1 year of true nightmare. My god. Speaking of the Year of Hell, I know we're not there yet, but man, I'd love to see what that should have been. Yeah, exactly, Chibi. 1 year. But why the lyrium? Why has lyrium spread this far and this widely in only a year? Unless it's already spreading that fast right now. Where's my Metroid Dead music? I actually have a playlist just for this. It could be Baronessa, but I find the thought both more interesting and more horrifying that this would happen even if the rifts weren't spreading, you know? Even if circumstances were normal, if you follow. But you're right, it's probably just the rift. There's probably nothing horrifying here.
You're alive. I saw you disappear into the rift.
Is that red lyrium growing from your body? How?
The longer you're near it, eventually you become this. Then they mine your corpse for more.
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mia. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
We have to get out of here. Go back in time.
Please, stop this from happening. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges and lives.
Shiza. You remember I was just theorizing about the lyrium growing in people, or rather where people used to be, the clothes empty? I swear I hadn't looked up anything, I was just theorizing.
I promise I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
You must try.
See you around,
Your
Che Guevara.
spy master, Liliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
That would explain why there was so much red lyrium in that old Tig, wouldn't it? And no people.
If red lyrium is an infection, Maker, why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
No.
If this madness is to be undone, we must focus on Alexius.
Doing some obvious experiments on lyrium. Praise his name who has risen from the darkness. Praise his name who has striven for light. Praise his name who has walked the golden city. Praise his name. The old gods are no more. The Maker never was. The new god is among us. Praise his name. Yeah, I was going to make the comment, Baronessa, that, and I thought Dragon Age was already a horrifying series, and, I mean, it is, but... Ugh. And it's just growing. And who says you need blood and gore and jump scares to make something horrifying? This is actually giving me the creeps. This is horrible. That's a Templar outfit. Well, remember over the last week when we've been playing Dragon Age 2, we were all like, gosh, I hope they do something with Red Lyrium. Alexis keeps asking for patrols of the walls. Waste of time, if you ask me. The Inquisition ground themselves to pulp against the walls ages ago. Ferelden made 3 attempts to lay siege here before the last life got crushed out of them. Who's left out there to threaten us? The mountain barbarians? But Alexis seems to expect a siege. He's gone completely mad. It's almost like he's exposed to Red Lyrium. Better to put men on watch inside the walls. More of those blasted rifts open every day. It was better when we still had the people for blood sacrifices. Unbound demons have emptied the castle, village, and surrounding countryside of everyone who's not sleeping in their armor. Now it is just wild demons everywhere. Oh. I know it's hard to see, but that's a bag of bones with some red lyrium growing out of it. Okay.
Never. I'll die a good Andrastian before living as one of you. A warrior!
You guys can say Corypheus. We figured it out. Spoiler alert, it's not actually Corypheus, it's Alistair. That's a unique way to torture someone. Just hold them down next to some red lyrium. And leave them there.
At the temple.
Never.
Ah! There's no use to this defiance, little bird. You will break.
I will die.
If I don't get to intervene, I'm going to be a little bit upset.
Or you will.
Hello, Liliana.
You're safe now.
Forget safe. If you came back from the dead,
You need to do better than safe. You need to end this. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I need to find Alexius and reverse the spell.
If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Yeah.
What happened while we were away?
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
True enough.
We need to find Alexius. I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle. There is one.
Yeah, I do too, Hunter. This is, really well done. Oh, I have to hold down F.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
Let me...
Come forth and...
Hey, Sean. The future's so bright, we gotta wear shades.
This is madness. Alexius can't have wanted this.
Concern for a child to do crazy things to you. Trust me. Oh, crap. Whatever.
The breach hits!
Everywhere.
The Elder One and his Venatori. They are the ones who opened the breach.
Oh, wow. There's a moment in the episode All Good Things of Next Generation that always horrifies me every time I see it. It's hard to explain why, because it's one of those implication horrors. It's when you look up on Earth and see a rift that was visible in the neutral zone thousands, well, hundreds of light years away from Earth, and you could see it on Earth. That moment was terrifying. That's what I'm reminded of when I look up at that. I agree, Hunter. That was a really good line. The other quiet implication here, if you're catching it, is the fact that so many rifts are opening up in such close proximity to each other. At this point, it's debatable. I mean, I know this is one of those technically situations, but it's debatable if we're actually in the Fade or in the real world at this point. That's how blurred things have gotten. Good question, Pencil. Very good question. I find myself insanely curious now what happens if the Architect is alive. Nothing works. I have tried countless times to go back before the Conclave explosion, before Felix's caravan was attacked by Darkspawn, before the Venatori first arrived in Minrathous, without success. The breach is the wellspring that makes this magic possible, and travel outside of its timeline is impossible. The Elder One's demand that I change the events of the Conclave can never be fulfilled. He may kill me for failing him, but I must protect Felix from his wrath. If the Architect doesn't have an influence on the storyline, I'm actually going to be pissed. But we've already talked about that. That was one of those decisions that was just... Whew.
No!
Connor!
It was an act of courage. He knew there was no other way to resist. He resisted that demon to the last.
With every failed time spell, the Magister grows a little bit more paranoid. Or perhaps it's not paranoia, since the Elder One really will kill him for his failures. The distinction hardly matters. After the 10th failure, he began locking himself in the Great Hall during his waking hours. After the 20th, he had the foot soldiers excavate a shard door from parts unknown and painstakingly install it in the castle. Now his most trusted assistants can only see of him if we all go at once, together. Which means we must do twice a day to bring him his meals, as he never leaves his room at all. I saw someone throw himself into the fire immediately. It would have been nice, though, if, you know.
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of dead people around here. Like, not just lyrium dead people, but a lot of dead people who have been butchered by more mundane means. Ugh, no, it will not, Nibra. Sorry. I find it interesting that, I find it curious that people were tied to a rift's existence just now, instead of just demons.
This is the way to the main hall. Alexius will likely be there.
Here's a question for you guys. How many of you guys watched my New Vegas lore run?
What in Andraste's name is that? Hold on to it. I want to look at it later.
There's one. The reason I mention this, I'm reminded more and more as we go through the setting and see just how messed up things are, of the idea that the New Vegas world, the Fallout world really, was so completely messed and gone and past the point of salvation that it took something like a nuclear war in order to reset the setting and make it salvageable. And honestly, the more I'm seeing about Inquisition, the more I'm starting to wonder if that's the situation this world is in. Yes? Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Anyways, yeah, that's the general thought I've been thinking of here. The idea that if we need something to just something completely horrible and atrocious to happen in order to reset the setting to the point where it is possible for there to be hope and good things and, you know, positivity and all that fun stuff. So I'm curious what you guys think, basically, with regards to that idea. If you think if that's true or not, or if you think it's horrible or not. I'm honestly curious of your guys' thought processes on the matter.
Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
By the way, we're finding red lyrium shards on people. I know we've already kind of established that horror, but yeah, I think it's pretty obvious why we're looting those out of people, I think is how I'm going to phrase that. Of course I am, Gawa. Chibi Gawa. I mean, nothing bad could ever come of using red lyrium, right? Right?
Try to take out that encounter quickly. Block them from coming up the stairs!
Okay, that's a lot of guys. We're gonna tactically retreat here and use tactics. Plate Smasher, there's something to my right, I suppose? My left, but you know, right on the screen, which is there for exactly that reason. Crap, I'm out of stamina. That's a problem I haven't had lately.
I could really go for some light reading.
Well, it's not people anymore. Kind of. That's 3 shards out of people. That wouldn't surprise me if that's basically the boss of the first act, shall we say. Because this really does feel like the end of an act story arc here. Oh, don't be sorry, Plate Smasher. It's always nice to see you here. I do wish that the game would come out in the same time in all zones. One of those things that most companies seem to have not figured out for some reason. But I digress. Okay, where haven't we been? I need to make sure I get all the lyrium. I want all of it. I want to make sure I keep it safe and keep it protected so that no one can use it for bad ever again.
Find Alexius. That's all that matters.
They haven't noticed us yet. It's an opportunity to look for higher ground.
It's okay, Gala. It's okay. For you to go. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure that if Varric was here, he would agree with the decision to pick up the Red Lyrium.
Sorry for interrupting your dinner.
I'm actually really sad that I didn't bring Varric, as horrible as that sounds. Because, well, let's just say that I have a feeling that he would be pretty far gone. Since he would have been one of the prisoners who was being farmed. For the record, in my playthrough, Varric did not keep the Red Lyrium shard, because of course he didn't. Well, that's pleasant. Been drinking Red Lyrium booze. Yeah, I would never do that, Luxia. Oh, whoops, sorry. We left the Metroid music.
Let's
there we
head
go.
Back to the main hall. I think I know how we'll open that door.
We have all the Red Lyrium, that's what we came for. Given the circumstances, wouldn't it be interesting if our good friend the Magister ends up becoming a despair abomination? Given what we've already read about him and his desire to save his son and his constant failures, etc. It would fit the tone, wouldn't it? This could actually be our first story in Introduction to Despair. Even though we've kind of already met them, thanks to exploring.
How much damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Good. Oh, that's lovely. Lots of blood, of course, because, yeah. You see it dropping there? In little drips and drops. Don't make me do it, Sean. I would. I'm just crazy enough. There's our Darkspawn friend.
Look at what you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing now. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now, of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Hand over the amulet and we let him go.
Let him go and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
No.
Now we fight him. If you're paying attention, he's using terror demon abilities. Yeah, it looked like he had infected his son with the Darkspawn to make him a tool in order to save him. Good choice.
Where are your assassins this time?
Really? Yeah, I figured there'd be bigger ones next.
Wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
This Alexius was too far gone, but the Alexius in our time might still be reasoned with.
I suppose that's true. This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible! You must go now!
Apparently, we must go now.
The Elder One.
You cannot stay here. We'll hold the outer door. When they get past us, it'll be your turn.
No, I won't let you commit suicide.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have hours.
Sounded a lot like a dragon to me.
Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame.
Of course, that's just a terror.
Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
God damn it. Well, that killed the mood. Well, this is our most recent. Please don't tell me I don't have to kill that guy again. Come on, autosaves, don't let me down. I was actually getting teared up a bit, too. Ah, it's right before the boss fight. Oh. Well, time to fight the boss again.
Tell me again!
Wait, I got it. This is a brilliant meta commentary on the fact that, you know, we're doing time manipulation and time magic, so we just went back in time a bit. See? There was no opportunity to save in there, huh? That's part of the problem. There's no point in time at which I can be like, hey. Which may mean we're screwed. Oh, that would be insane, Shmedo. Insert deja vu commentary. I haven't seen him yet, Pencil.
the outer door.
Can't skip this,
Though
apparently.
darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
Well, fudge. And that's how the Inquisition ends, in a permanent time loop. What's this guy's name? Seriously, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. That's a good question. Alexis, is that how you spell it? Right. Oh, Alexius, thank you. Yep, here's a post about it. And yeah, the exact same issue. Same screen and everything. Try opening the Origin overlay. I haven't, I turned off the Origin overlay. Well, I was going to break for a minute anyways to take care of my sister and to get some food. So I suppose this seems as good a time as any to take that break. So I guess I'll be back in a few, guys.